Hello, hope you're having a fabulous day. Today I felt guided on here towards doing a talk about how to overcome. And my name is Robin. Thank you so much for subscribing to this channel. I so much appreciate it. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. You can also go onto robinsealing.com if you're interested in any of my services. What's coming up is that I feel like we're finally at a point in our lives where we're starting to shift, evolve, and change. So I feel guided towards doing certain topics depending on where the energy is at this moment. So if you're watching this even later, it's still going to resonate with you. I put the energy out for the people that will be watching that need these videos, all right? So I'm taking some of my time to do these, so I really appreciate it getting some feedback, all right? So how to overcome. First thing that's coming up is the energy of fantasy. It's really, really important that we do things like guided meditations where we can just literally lay down, close our eyes, and just listen. And feel. So important. And this will really help you deal with situations when situations arise, because you will be in a place where you're more easily ready to shift and change. If you're staying in an old vibration, then you're not really willing to change old patterns of behaviors. And it's so important that we're staying very open all the time, all right? So if you're noticing that you have a little bit of a sluggish energy, it could be that you're being called into making some changes, some moves in your life. It could be that you need to literally change a job or a career. It could be that you, need to start speaking up. It's different for everyone. That's why I do personal readings. You can see all of my services that I offer under services. So then you can book online if you'd like an appointment. Laughter is really coming up as well. Sometimes it's good to just laugh at ourselves, laugh at things, that we maybe weren't getting before, but now we have it, so we can laugh about it, that sort of thing. And also keep in mind that we are in a temporary situation sometimes. We're in temporary circumstances because we're always changing. And that's why we say we go through stages, right? Where, we have to work with kind of where we are at the time. So problem solving is really, really important. If you feel like you don't have, very good coping skills, or you're not really one who has strategies, things like that, it's so important to really work on mastering the mind. So what are ways to master the mind? Really like healing what isn't working for you. So sometimes we hit a roadblock in our lives where we know things aren't working, going back into needing to change, but we just don't know how to change it. And so the key thing I feel like would be learning how to celebrate things that you've accomplished. Because if you're able to do that, you're going to find that your circumstances are more likely to change naturally when you're shifting your mindset. So it's really working on the intellect, that sort of thing. So it's also about when energy is coming towards us, going back into how are we handling it? Are we okay with maybe dealing with something on a short-term basis, going back into things being temporary? Are you willing to, open up your door to someone who's in need, even though it's not suiting you at the time? That sort of thing. So it's, give yourself credit for all the amazing things you're doing, but also be willing and open to helping people, even if it's not really working for you, that sort of thing. It's kind of like getting out of that selfish energy. So really making sure that you're taking time out to deal with things head on as well. So if you're the type of person, you'll just, deal with it later, it's not a good strategy. You really want to work on maybe you need to do the 10-minute, 5-minute guided meditation and then deal with it. But regardless, it still needs to be dealt with within a reasonable time frame. So that would be take the time to really, process information and then give it back to someone. So that the communication is clear with other people. All right. Things being temporary, that's not a bad thing. We don't always want things to be permanent because life is ever changing. And if you're not working on raising your own vibration for yourself, then you're gonna start to feel eventually fatigue and feel very like drained, dry, that sort of thing, and then ask yourself, why is this happening? Because what's happening is there's a need for you to make a difference in the world, that sort of thing. But for some reason, you're not hearing your calling, that sort of thing. So ask yourself right now, what can I do to make a difference, in someone else's life? Maybe it's adding more of a gratitude piece for yourself so you can help other people with the energy of gratitude. So ask yourself, have I done my gratitude practice today? Have I said thank you for all the amazing things that I have? So that would be a great way to begin as well. So I would say just start with 5 things that you're grateful for right now. So I will say that I'm grateful for all my crystals that I have, because I really have loved, aside from the fact that I have them, I've loved working with them. So I'm grateful for my practices. I'm grateful for the fact that I have these beautiful herbs here beside me that right before I came on, I felt guided towards really keeping like watering, because I also enjoy feeling like I'm giving to something that gives to me, that sort of thing. So I'm happy from the healthy exchanges with people that I have coming on here, and actually knowing that some people watch these videos. And so it just makes me happy knowing that someone is listening, someone is watching, and that makes me feel really grateful. I'm also grateful for the fact that I started painting again. And when I say again, I've only just dabbled in it once or twice. But I'm finally feeling like there's a new path for myself, and I'm very thrilled and excited about the fact that I'm making some healthy changes for myself. Woo! That's good. I'm also happy for the fact that I have some new clothes that a friend gave me that as they were cleaning out their closet. They gave that to me, so it makes me feel good that I don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money on new clothes. I have someone who it was helping them and it was helping me. So, and I'm also happy for the fact that this is probably more than 5 now. I'm grateful for the fact that the weather is shifting, and I'm able to get some kale out of my garden, and at nighttime make some healthy snacks. And I'm just like feeling very fortunate for the fact that I'm starting to learn things about more like about how to grow natural things, etc. So it's so easy when you really start just thinking about where you're at right now, and right away it just takes you out of that other place and allows you to come into really a better place, because you're starting to see things in a positive light. So the key thing too would be acknowledging when there are new beginnings and doors that need to be closed. That would be another key thing. So when there is a new beginning in your life, chances are there's an ending. So for instance, if you're losing a friend for some reason, there's a need for them to walk out of your life because maybe your energies aren't vibrating in the same way as they used to be, right? This is normal because of our own patterns of behaviors, things like that, just a relationship. But then all of a sudden, you find yourself being attracted to, a couple new other people according to where you are. So I'll use myself as an example. So I met a new person that shares a passion that I do, which is yoga. And so it's really neat. So now we're working together. And at the same time, I ended up losing a friend. They're still alive, but the reason for that being was because they weren't I needed to open up my space and time for this like yoga energy, which is like just very relaxing, and this person is not in a yoga energy. So in order for me to really focus on the yoga, I needed to remove myself from the person that is not vibrating at that yoga energy right now, because it could be temporary, but regardless, it's where I am. I'm also dabbling into the arts, and then end up walking in to a situation recently with someone else who's doing exactly what I want to be doing. So, and I felt like, just I was gravitating towards that person. So I'm creating new connections based on where my interests are, where my vibration is, which means that someone else was on my vibrational path, but they don't have to be anymore now. And that has to be okay, because nothing is ever that permanent energy. So as we let go of the sadness and the grief in relation to things that maybe, as we're dabbling, that it's okay to like let go of some of those other things that you have going on your path, so you're able to align. It could be health and nutrition for you. Maybe you are working more, we'll just say, on probiotics, things like that, because maybe you have a lot of digestive and gut issues. Or maybe you're starting to work on drinking more water. So that may mean that, for instance, I just started drinking tons of water, more herbal teas, and I took out coffee. So it's making sure that there's some form of balance, right? It's that give and take, as I was already discussing. So just acknowledging where you're letting go and where you're opening up to, because there always has to be something, right? If we try to take on too much, or we're not being considerate of other people's feelings, then it's not nice. But the key thing is that we're able to identify with what's good and what's bad, and then we're doing something about it. So we're taking action on it. It's fine if you identify, but what are you doing about that, right? So making sure that you're feeling very secure in yourself, making sure that you're feeling like there's some consistency in your life as well. Because if you have any insecurities as you're working through challenges and overcoming difficulties, you're going to find that's where I'm adding the guided meditation piece in, that we become overstimulated, and it can become very negative. So as we work on the stress reduction piece, you're going to find that it's easier to make those decisions, and you're going to find more balance in your life, so that you can find that energy. So I hope that you found this helpful. I didn't expect to talk about all this, but I'm certainly glad I did. And feel free to reach out to me if you're interested, again, at robinshealing.com. Take care. Bye.